Welcome back, everyone. Now I'm going to discuss the logic behind to check a given number is prime or not with the help of a C programming. Okay, let us first understand what is actually prime number and how can we check that particular thing, and then we're going to convert this logic into code of a C program so that whenever we give a number, that thing we can identify easily, is it prime or not. Okay, let us first see what is a prime number. Numbers, those are have only two divisors. The number itself and the number 1 will be considered as a prime number. Okay, the number itself and the 1. Suppose we take an example here, 17. It has only two divisors, 1 and 17 itself. If we take any even number, these are all non-prime because it has more than two divisors. 1, 2, 7, and 14 will be the list of divisors. Okay, of 14, number of factors are more than 2. Correct? So in such cases, it is always possible to check first number is an even number or odd number. Because if you look at the list of even numbers such as 4, 6, 8, okay, 10, 12, they all will be divisible by 2. Definitely all will be divisible by 2, even numbers. So even numbers are always non-prime. Even numbers are always non-prime. So we'll just build our logic only if the number is odd. Correct? Apart from that, let us take a few other numbers such as 1. 1 is a prime or non-prime. So according to the definition of prime number, that number must have at least two divisors. Then only it can be prime. But 1 is divisible by only 1 only. It has only one factors, not two divisors. So it is a non-prime number. Sorry, yes, it is a non-prime number. Okay, so now let us take another one, 2. 2, how many divisors it has? It has only two divisors. There you can check, divisible by 2 and 1 as well. The number itself and the 1. So it is a prime number. So we'll take care these two numbers as well while you're going to build the logic. These two numbers as well separately. Third point, suppose we have taken a number 19. Okay, this is an odd number. So odd number will be definitely will not divisible by 2. We'll only check by starting it dividing by 3. Correct? 3 not divisible. Then 4, then 5. We'll start it from 3 till what number we should repeat this division operation, so that we can get another factor apart from 1 and number itself, and we can conclude it is prime or non-prime. So here we need to apply certain trick. See, if we take any number, suppose 30, although it is not a prime number, it is a non-prime, and if I list out the factors it has apart from 1 and itself, it has 2, it has 3, 5, 6, 10, and 15. Correct? See, the last factor we have, it is equal to the half of that number. Correct? Let's take a odd number, odd non-prime number, suppose 25. Now let's list out its factors. Apart from 1 and that number itself, 5 is the factor. Correct? And it is not divisible by any other number. So again, what is 5? 5 is less than the half of that particular number. Correct? So let us take another number, 39. The factors, 3, 13. So look at the highest factor, 13. 13 is less than half of that number. Correct? So it means no need to check till the end of this number. to this, for this conclusion that particular number is odd or even, sorry, prime or non-prime, we should check up to the half of that number only. So why I'm discussing this point, see, if I take a very large number, here, okay, suppose 1079, we'll start dividing that number from 3. Why should I go till 1078? Because the factor it has, apart from the number itself, it should be less than equal to 2 divided by 2, half of that number. So 1079 by 2, we get a number 538, correct? So this is the highest number that can be divide this particular number. Then why should I go and check for this, check for this, check for this, check for this? Unnecessary, it will take more time in the loop. Okay, so in the condition, we'll keep this condition. Okay, while suppose I am taking a number started from 3, I'm going to use this number for division to that particular number, and we'll keep incrementing its value after each and every division operation. So we simply want to check diff should less than equal to half of that particular number, so that number of times loop is executing, it can be reduced and it takes less time. Okay, so I hope you understand this concept. To implement this logic, we're going to use a user-defined function. We'll design user-defined function and we'll return a value like true and false. If the number is a prime, we'll return the true to the calling function. If the number is non-prime, we'll return the false to the calling function. So for that, I'm going to take the help of an header file stdbool.h, so that Boolean data type can be implemented, because true and false comes under the category of Boolean data type. And standard C programming, since C89 we doesn't have bool data type, since C99 they have supported bool data type with the help of this header file. Okay, so we'll get the concept of this bool data type in the data type video, data type and modifiers video. I'll keep the link of that video in the description of this. Okay, so now let's build the logic. Go to the compiler. Okay, initially we need some number. Okay, so we can take input also. So for the timing, I just initialize the number here. Direct initialization. I'm not going to take any input. You can implement using scanf over here. Fine. Next, so we're going to design a function here. The name of the function will be check prime. Okay, and it will return me either true, either false. Correct. So the data type for that will be bool, and to support bool data type, we need to include a header file. stdbool.h. Fine. Okay, next. So let's call this function from the main method. So we'll see step by step. We'll pass it the argument. So I'm passing the argument over here. Okay. I did not declare the function, so I put the definition before the main. So better to watch the function video as well, to if you don't have the knowledge of user-defined function. Okay, so if I go back to the implementation, if the number is 1, 1 is what? 1 is a non-prime number, because it has only one divisors, correct? So let us first implement this one. Check if the given number from the calling function is equal to 1, it is a non-prime number, correct? So return false. Next, else if the number is equal to 2, it has two divisors, the number and the one itself, one and the number itself, correct? So it is a prime number. Now return true. Done. Now let us check the given number is divisible by 2. It is an even number. Even number is always non-prime number. Even numbers. So else if num modulus 2 equal to 0, so immediately it is a non-prime number. So return false. Now we'll start the actual code. If the number is not satisfy any of this criteria, so else part, number is not going to support, neither it is 1, neither it is 2, neither it is even number. So what left? It left the numbers 3, 5, 7, 9, all the odd numbers. So odd numbers can be prime, can be non-prime. So here we're going to build the logic. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll start division that particular number from 3. We'll check the remainder. If remainder is 0, that is the factor. Correct? So now see, let's declare a variable here, div. It will start from 3. And now we check in the loop, because we need to go half of that number. Here you can check, we need to go only the half of that number, not more than that. Let's take an example of suppose 39. We have already checked. Okay, 45. What are the factors it has? 3, okay, 9, 5 is also there, correct. 15 is also there. So if you check, this 15 is less than half of that number, correct? Then why should I go for beyond the half of that number? Why should I go for? Unnecessary loop will take time, correct? So fine, I am writing now div should be less than equal to half of that number. Done. And here I'm going to check if I get any of the number which is divided that particular number, and if it is become a factor, it is a non-prime number. So I'm checking now if that particular number divided by this div, so the remainder will be 0. It means it is a non-prime number, correct? So now return false. If it is not divided, so let's continue till the condition become false. Till the condition become false, let's continue. So div incremented by 1. It will continue with the loop. Again, it will check. If it is not, div will continue till the value of div is become less than or equal to half of the number. So now suppose the loop is completely executed. We did not get any factor. Started from 3 till the half of that number. So that means this condition is never going to be true, never going to be true, the if condition. So that means this condition is written for non-prime numbers. So what left? Prime number condition. So my loop is terminated now. I'm outside of this else. So now what I'm going to do? I'm going to return true. Means if this condition is false and loop is terminated, it will be a prime number. Correct? So we have also discussed the return statement in detail. Return means what? Return means once the return statement get executed, the called function get terminated, execution of the called function is terminated, and immediately control of the program execution will be shifted to the calling function. Okay, so now let us put this function call inside the if. So we all know what is if else. It is a conditional statement, just only go for true and false. Okay, so we also call them true false statement. So that's why I'm calling the function within the if itself. I'm passing the number. So it will give me on return either true, either false. So if is true. Okay, if will check for true. So if it is true, what we can write? Printf %d is a prime number. If it is false, so it come to the else part. Coming to the else part, so let's write printf %d is a non-prime number. Okay, so if I give 1, it will give me false. 1 is what? 1 is a non-prime number. False. So this condition will be false. So it will print non-prime. If I give 2, 2 is a prime number, so it return me true. So if condition is true, it will execute this particular line. If I give a number 3, so num equal to 1, no. Num equal to 2, no. 3 modulus 2 equal to 0, no. So it will come to the else part. Correct. So what it will check? It will check till the half of that number. So 3 is actually prime number, correct? So what it will give me then? 3 is a prime number. So the condition is written div is 3 less than equal to num by 2. Num is 3. 3 by 2 is become integer division 1. So 3 less than 1 is false. So this condition is false. Loop is not executed. So it will return me true. Correct? So let us check with this 3. Run. 3 is a prime number. Correct? It is working. Fine. So let us change 5. Run. It is a prime number. It is absolutely correct. 33. It is a non-prime number. Correct. Now, sometimes there is some different types of question is also asked. It is asked that check how many numbers are prime from in between 1 to 100. Okay, how many numbers are prime in between 1 to 100. So print all the prime numbers. So now what we can do, we need to call this logic more than once, correct? So we're going to put this function call inside a loop. So here it is. For number will start from 1, it will go till 100, correct? And it will incremented by 1, so num plus plus, correct? So now I don't require this num anymore in this case. So now let's shift at this if else within the for loop. Okay, so now it will print the number, those are prime numbers. Correct, it will print what? The numbers, those are prime. Okay, so I don't require the else part now. I don't need to take care of the non-primes, only prime numbers it will print. So I simply need to print this number one by one. Okay, so now here you can see, yes, I am using here a loop. So from the loop, the number will be take care one by one, correct? So let's run. So see the numbers, all the prime numbers, I get it here. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 17, all these numbers are prime numbers. We can also count here how many numbers are prime. So for that, we need to use one counter. Count equal to 0. We can also, whenever it is true, so what we can do, we can simply just write count plus plus, correct? And at last, we can print here, printf %d, total prime numbers. Okay, so done. And let's print the value of count. Done. So just print it. So see, total prime numbers are 25 in between 1 and 100. Okay, so 3 things I have implemented over here. First of all, I have checked a given number is prime or not with the help of a function. I have used here bool data type, which is introduced in C99 with the help of the header file. And I'm returning true and false value. I have controlling the number of execution for the loop here till the half of that number, because unnecessary need to check after the half of that number. Number never going to be divisible by number which is more than the half of that number, such as 30. Half number is 15. It's never going to divisible by the number from 16 to 29, never. Okay, so that's why this condition has been put, so that number of times loop is executed can be controlled. Okay, later I have designed with the help of a loop that we can check how many numbers are prime from 1 to 100. You can check for bigger range, for 1 to 1000 also you can check. And later I am also printing here total number of prime numbers are present. Okay, so I hope you understand the logic. So if you like this video, please share this video with your friend, and do not forget to subscribe my channel. So I'll come up with a new program we can help, which can solve with the help of loop and functions, so that we can understand the concepts of all the things that we have learned before. Okay, so have a nice day. Keep watching this channel. We'll get more interesting video in coming days.